Under the relentless Arizona sun, Rosie Thorne, a gaunt 16-year-old, dug her third grave of the day in Sunset Cemetery. Sweat stung her eyes, and her dirt-stained hand left another smudge across her face as she struck something hard 6 feet down. Hunger gnawed at her, but she couldn't stop, not with old Pete watching from the gate, counting every shovelful like a miser hoarding coins. Her thin frame trembled under the weight of a shovel too big for her, her ragged clothes and hole-ridden boots barely holding together. Yet, her movements were precise, honed by countless graves. Colt Maverick, a weathered cowboy of 45, rode into town for supplies but paused at the cemetery. The sight of Rosie, a child doing backbreaking work alone, froze him. Her skill was uncanny, her exhaustion palpable, yet she dug with a determination that stirred something in him, a memory of his daughter, Emma, lost to Apache raiders 5 years ago. Old Pete lounged in the shade, sipping whiskey, while Rosie toiled. Colt's jaw tightened, the scene echoed a past he couldn't save. Rosie sensed eyes on her and glanced up, meeting Colt's gaze. His face was hard, but his eyes held a flicker of shared pain. She looked away, gripping the shovel tighter. Strangers meant trouble, and she had enough of that. Colt dismounted, confronting Pete in a tense exchange. Pete's voice carried, whining about money and Rosie's debts for room and board. Colt's responses were low but sharp, and soon, a stack of bills changed hands, more than Rosie had ever seen. Pete shouted that she now belonged to the stranger. Fear surged through her, she'd heard stories of what happened to girls, bought like livestock. But something in Colt's eyes made her hesitate as she climbed out of the grave. The ride to Colt's ranch was silent, Rosie clutching the saddle behind him, her pencil stub, her only true possession, burning in her pocket. She stole glances at his broad shoulders, trying to gauge his intentions. Colt felt her tension but struggled for words. Since losing Sarah and Emma, he'd buried comfort along with them. Yet, Rosie's fierce determination reminded him of Emma, stirring a part of him he thought was dead. The ranch appeared over a hill, a modest house, a worn barn, and a corral with 2 horses. To Rosie, it was a dream after months in Pete's cellar. Colt helped her down gently, noting her faded bruises and flinches. He offered food and a chance to clean up, promising to discuss work later. Inside, Rosie moved cautiously, awed by the clean, orderly house. She ate bread, cheese, and meat, her first real meal in weeks, her hand drifting to the pencil. She'd always drawn in secret, faces, landscapes, patterns, on scraps when no one watched. Her drawings were her refuge, but she'd learned to hide them after they were once burned as foolishness. On the porch, Colt found her clutching the pencil stub. He sat at a distance, explaining light chores, feeding horses, collecting eggs, to earn her keep. Rosie half listened, her eyes on the horizon, fingers tracing the pencil. The sunset's vibrant hues captivated her, and she longed to draw it, to capture its fleeting beauty. Colt noticed her intensity, so like Emma's when she'd spun stories from clouds. The memory hit hard, and he made a mistake, he asked about her family. Rosie's body stiffened. Her parents died of fever 2 years ago, she said flatly. No other family. Pete took her in when the church couldn't, and she worked to pay her debt. Her clipped words hid fear and resignation. Colt heard the unspoken, someone had taught her feelings didn't matter. That night, in a small room with clean sheets, Rosie drew the sunset on brown paper, her pencil stub conjuring the desert's magic. Then, unbidden, she sketched Colt, not just his face but his hidden pain, the scar on his hand, the limp he favored. Details she shouldn't know emerged, startling. System, Rosie's heart pounded as she realized the implications of her drawings. The portrait of Colt was too precise, revealing scars and sorrows she couldn't have seen. Worse, another sketch, a wanted poster from memory, showed Colt as a deserter from the Apache Wars, a man hunted for abandoning his post to save his family, only to lose them. Her gift, an ability to see beyond the surface, had betrayed a dangerous secret. She hid the drawings under her pillow, fear gripping her. Should she trust this kind stranger or run from the storm his past might bring? Morning brought the smell of coffee and bacon. Rosie, clutching her drawings, faced Colt in the kitchen. His calm demeanor clashed with her anxiety. Hesitantly, she showed him the sketches. His face paled at the wanted poster, but he wasn't angry, just stunned. "How?" he whispered. Before Rosie could answer, hoofbeats thundered outside. 3 riders approached. Marshal Webb, hunting Colt for years, and 2 deputies, one with nervous eyes. Colt stepped onto the porch, hands raised but ready, trying to draw danger away from Rosie. Inside, her pencil moved frantically, sketching a vision, the deputies circling, Webb's gun rising, and Colt's doomed stand. But the nervous deputy's image revealed scars, a gang tattoo, a face from another wanted poster, a criminal posing as law. Rosie burst outside, holding up the sketch. "He's not what he seems," she shouted. Webb stared, dumbstruck, as the deputy's hand twitched toward his gun. Colt was faster. 2 shots rang out, the deputy fell, dead, and Colt staggered, blood seeping from his shoulder. Rosie ran to him, guilt crashing over her, her gift had sparked this violence. Webb, shaken, studied her drawings, spotting one of his missing daughter, perfectly detailed. "Where is she?" he demanded. Rosie's nose bled, her vision blurring. Her gift was killing her, each vision draining her life. Yet she spoke, describing a cave 15 miles north where Webb's daughter was held by the dead deputy's gang. Her trembling hand sketched a map, costing her dearly. She pressed the broken pencil into Colt's hand, whispering, "It was my father's." Exhausted, she collapsed. Colt, wounded but resolute, joined Webb to rescue the girl. They rode toward the caves, armed with Rosie's map. She lay on the porch, smiling faintly, her purpose fulfilled. Her drawings had exposed truths, saved lives, and given Colt and Webb a chance to redeem their failures. As her eyes closed, she knew her gift's final act wasn't art, it was hope. Decision as Rosie, trust Colt. His genuine kindness and shared pain outweigh his dangerous past. Running risks greater dangers, and staying offers a chance to heal together.